Hi everyone, it's me, B at Kelly Sunflower. So I thought I'd hop onto this hashtag. It's called hashtag Tarot Collector, and it was created by Brant from the Moon Baby channel. I will add Brant's original video to my description bar. So question one is your most expensive deck, and it would have to be my Dust Onyx deck. This is the second edition one. And I think it was something like $64, but if I add the delivery charge and the custom charges that I incurred, it's almost £100. So I'll just show you a few cards from this deck. It's a collage deck, and it represents the Black diaspora. It was created by the lovely artist Courtney Alexandra. It comes with a really nice hardback book, really well written, lovely sepia paper. It has very good colour illustrations in it. And I'll show you a few of the cards from this deck. So you've got the Moor, which would be the Hermit in this traditional deck. You have the Chief, which would be the Emperor in this traditional deck. And you have the Queen Mother, which would be the Empress. This actually looks like Courtney Alexandra to me. So that's my most expensive deck. So question two is your least expensive deck. And that would have to be this one here. It's the Halloween Tarot deck. And it's by Kipling West. I haven't actually opened this deck up yet, but I got this deck on Amazon. They had a flash sale and it was actually £5. But I can show you some of the cards in this deck from my tinned version. So let me just show you a few of the cards. So you've got the Temperance card, the Devil card, and the Tower card. Okay, so question three is the deck that collectors would want to steal from your collection. I found this question quite hard because everyone's got different tastes, and what might be nice to you wouldn't necessarily be nice to another person. But for this question, I decided to go with the Ancestral Path Tarot deck. I've had this deck for quite a while, and the reason why I went with this deck is because there has been another version of this deck which is larger and doesn't have a guidebook, and people are always complaining about the size of the cards and the fact that it doesn't have a guidebook. This one did come with smaller cards and a guidebook, so you know, it's got black and white illustrations in the guidebook and gives really good explanations for the cards. And the actual cards come in a separate box, and they are of a good size, so they're quite easy to manage and quite easy to shuffle. But the second version, unfortunately, isn't. Okay, so question three is your strangest deck. And the deck that I've decided to choose for the Affinity Tarot, it's in the shape of a affinity symbol. Comes with a kind of guidebook, which is also in that shape. And it's quite strange because, you know, there's a cutout in the middle. The shape is quite unusual. These are the backs of the cards, and it's just a strange deck to me, or more of an unusual deck. And this is published by Lascarabo. Okay, so question 5 is the deck other collectors are least likely to have in their collection. And the deck that I've chose here is this deck. I'm not even quite sure on the name of the deck. I was given this deck at a UK tarot meetup group. It's created by somebody called Tarot Hainean. Not sure what the name is of the tarot deck. It's a photographic deck, and I've never seen it before on any YouTube video, or I've never heard anybody talk about it before. Okay, so question 6 is your oldest deck, or the deck you had the longest. And that would have to be my Mind, Body and Spirit Tarot. I actually collected this deck over a year. It was like a magazine subscription for a company called Mind, Body and Spirit. I think someone from the Hermit's Cave actually said to me that this is called the JJ Swiss Tarot. But it's a Marseille deck. And even though I don't read Marseille, because it was actually my first tarot deck, and it took me over a year to collect, I'll always have it in my collection. So question 7 is your newest tarot deck. And that is the Elemental Power tarot deck by Melinda L. Home. I got this deck yesterday and I don't actually like it. I'm actually going to return it back to Amazon today because it's a pip deck and I don't really work well with pips. So it comes with a guidebook and these are the cards. The major cards are illustrated, but there's no people in there, and it's got like the archetype name, the number of the card and some symbols. And the minors are just all pips. So this deck will be going back to Amazon today. Okay, so question 8 is the deck that made you want to collect decks in the first place. And that would have to be the Housewives Tarot deck. So I actually bought this deck in October the 31st, 2006. And I just thought it was like a novelty sort of thing. But when I actually started working with it and it gave precise readings, this deck made me start collecting. So it's just got like, it's in a recipe box. It comes with an instruction book. It's very 1950s, very kitschy. And, you know, it's got inserts here. So it's got like the instruction booklet, the major arcana, the minor arcana, and just an extra one. So I'll show you a few cards from the major arcana, because some of the minors have been changed. So the Empress, the Emperor, and the High Priestess. So put these back. Okay, and the final question is your favourite deck from your collection. That was a very hard question because I like all my decks. But if I had to choose, I'll just show you a few decks that are kind of like my favourites. Or decks that I use on a regular basis. So I guess my favourite RWS deck is the Bano Weight deck, because I like the bright colouring. I like the way that the suits are colour coded, and the colouring really does kind of like make me see these cards clear, or make the stories in the card appear clear. Then it's the children's tarot deck by Julianne Victoria. I love this deck. This is a major Onyx deck, and I bought this deck really to teach my grandchildren tarot, but I also like to use it myself. These are the backs of the cards. They're like peacocks, feathers. You've got Dreams here, which is the moon card. Some of the titles have been changed. You've got the Truth, which is justice. You've got Rebuilding, which is the Tower. It's just a lovely deck. So another deck that is one of my favourites is this one here. It's called the Wang's Crystal Clear Major Arcana. It's kind of loosely based on the Rider-Waite-Smith system, very loosely. It's got reversible backs, which are very interesting. It's just like a kind of unusual deck. And it's got big writing. So, for example, the Wheel of Fortune, if it's upwards, it says good luck. If it's reversed, it says bad luck. And then justice, no peace, no racist police. You've got death card, don't fear death. You know, and then temperance, breathe in and breathe out. I do tend to use this deck for myself. And then I've got this one here, which is the Lunar Soul Tarot deck. Love this deck. This is by Luminal 11. And what I like about this deck is the backs, you know. If it's this way up, then you know the card's reversed. And if it's that way up, you know that it's upright. And I just love the colour palette on the deck. I like that it's diverse. It's just a really nice deck to read with, and it gives really good readings, and it's just easy on the eye. And my final favourite deck, I mean, this can change though, because I do tend to change my favourites, but these have been consistent favourites for quite a while, is the Afro Goddess Tarot deck. Comes with a guidebook. This is by Audrey Furtek, and it's just a melanated version of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but this deck really speaks to me. Look at the backs. It's got like a map of Africa there, and it's just a really nice, to me anyway, you know, vibrant deck, and it tells me really nice stories. Okay, so that's my hashtag. We'll try and add these decks to the description bar if they're still available. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.